if you were in charge, would you do Stipe versus Francis next? Do you think that's the fight? Because, he's talking about John Jones, Brock Lesnar, boxing. What do you think is the most fair thing?
Yeah, Brock doesn't belong in the conversation, in my opinion. So John Jones does. I don't know. what I'm not in the promoter chair. Mm-hmm. John Jones obviously is coming up now in weight. I don't know, but I think Francis is there too, right? He needs to get the title shot first.
Khamzat Chimaev is his name, and he had 2 fights on Fight Island. Very, very impressive. And now Dana White, and this has never been done before. He's booked him for 2 fights. 2 fights in a row. So he's fighting in a couple of weeks or a few weeks. Harrington, maybe clear up what I'm saying here. He's fighting against Gerald Meerchart in a few weeks. And then also he's fighting Damian Maia on Fight Island. And after the contender the other night, some of the press were asking Dana, saying, what gives? How come you're doing that? And he's like, this guy's been so impressive. He wants to fight, and I believe in him. I think he's going to be victorious and all the rest of it. So Gerald Meerchart, he's come out. He did an interview with Ariel Helwani. I understand it. He feels a little disrespected. He feels like, they think Khamzat is just going to walk through him. And of course, he wants to play the spoiler. But that should give Gerald a ton of motivation, because I'd feel the same way. If I was booked to fight someone and he had another fight booked a few weeks later as well with the same promotion, I'd be like, mother. But that's just going to fuel the fire. But a rather unprecedented move, but it's exciting. I like it.
So Conor McGregor is back in the news again. I know that he's retired, and you don't spend a lot of time talking about retired fighters, but this is Conor. How much do you worry about your fighters who at least say on paper that they're retired, but they have a little bit more in the gas tank, meaning that they could come back and fight again, and perhaps they can get themselves into circumstances where they can get into a whole bunch of trouble?
Listen, whether you're retired or not retired, you can get yourself into trouble. I don't know enough about the Conor situation. I don't know about it. I know what you've read. I've read the same things. Conor is retired. I haven't talked to him. I'm sure he doesn't need my help or advice. But if he did, he can call. I don't really know how to answer that question. Listen, Cejudo's got a lot in the gas tank too. He could definitely fight again. But I think when you have a guy like Conor and Cejudo that have done it for a long time and cut weight, dieting, all the bullshit you go through, and then you make a lot of money, just don't feel like doing it anymore. A lot of people don't think Conor's really done. He's just whatever. I don't know the answer to that question either, but we'll see.
Nobody knows really what happened, but what do you make of the fact that he puts himself in those situations to have these allegations, even if he didn't do anything? There's a lot of celebrities out there that are going to nightclubs, that are doing things that aren't having this happen, and he's getting accused and accused and accused.
Let me tell you this. So one time when Conor blew up and Conor was massive, he showed up one time at the venue with so much security. I was like, this is ridiculous. Nobody needs this much security. This kid's gonna blow all his money just on security. Then me and Lorenzo met up with him one night. And holy shit. It's just, you just don't understand how big this kid is till you go out with him. He was literally getting mobbed. Like, people were going crazy, screaming, jumping up from blackjack tables, leaving their money there and running after Conor, and it was some crazy shit. I'd never seen anything like that. And you guys have to realize that things, imagine what it's like with him in Europe. There were like old people freaking out when he would walk by. It wasn't just like young people. Old people were freaking out too. And I don't know, that kind of a life, crazy shit happens when you're in that type of lifestyle, and you try to go out and you try to act normal and you try to be normal, and it's hard to do sometimes. I'm not defending Conor in any way, shape, or form. I don't know enough about the situation to talk about it at all. But I do know I've gone out with him publicly before, and it is batshit nuts.
I don't give a